Q30 Newscast. See how Quinnipiac and the surrounding community dealt with Tuesday's storm.
Get the story on how Quinnipiac students are preparing for finals week and the end of the fall semester.
And see the results of Quinnipiac's annual quad lighting.
All that and more coming up on the Q30 Newscast.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Q30 Newscast. I'm Andrew Allison.
And I'm Melissa Sheehan. Thanks for joining us tonight. Let's get right into our last show of the semester. Recently, Connecticut has been experiencing particularly bad weather, causing poor road conditions and other adverse effects.
Amari Smith braved the rain and sleet to tell us how people are dealing with those conditions.
We're only a few days into December, but the snow will be wasting no time, bringing in the season's first measurable snowfall in Connecticut.
Rain, ice, snow, you name it. This week we'll be bringing in some of the coldest weather and precipitation all year, and students have mixed feelings about it all.
Nah, I don't do the cold. I'm not with the cold. I don't even got a winter jacket yet.
The forecast leaves commuters worried about their possible unpleasant transits.
I gotta drive to class now, and I'm not messing with that. The roads are icy, the snow's gonna make it so much worse. So I'm, mixed feelings. I'm excited, but I'm also really not.
Concerns about transportation and road safety have been acknowledged, as well as if classes will still be going.
I'm terrified. I'm from Tennessee, so I don't drive on the snow, so this is really scary for me, and I'm gonna stay home, I think.
I like the snow when it keeps me inside, like when they be canceling stuff like class. I like the snow.
Most of Connecticut was temporarily spared of snow showers, while other areas, like the northwestern area, experienced up to 3 inches of snow in just one day.
I think if it's gonna be cold, it should be snowing, because if it's just cold, it's not snowing, it's like ugly too, you know what I'm saying?
Even though the rest of the week has forecasts of no snow or rain, the effects will be felt through the whole week.
Oh, I'm nervous, man. Like, these roads Whitney Avenue is such a mess, like, on a good day. I'm mad nervous.
Nevertheless, amidst all this flurry, there's always still appreciation to be had.
I don't really do things off campus that I can't take a shuttle to. I get to see pretty snow when I walk outside my dorm, and I don't have to drive in it. I'm pretty excited, It's gonna be nice.
So whether it be snow or rain, remember to bundle up and stay safe. Reporting from the Student Center for Q30 News, I'm Amari Smith.
Sticking with the weather, Andrew, I've been wondering, will we actually get any snow after all that rain yesterday?
I really hope that we don't get any more bad weather like we've been having. Luckily, Alyssa Schneider is here with us in studio to give us the weather for the next few days.
Thanks, guys. We haven't had the greatest of weather recently, but things are definitely looking up. Today, we're having a high of 40 and a low of 28, and it's going to be partly sunny with a bit of clouds. Tomorrow, it's going to be another high of 40 with a low of 14, a bit on the colder side, so make sure you bring your coats, and also partly sunny. Friday, it's going to be very cold with a high of 30 and a low of 24, and again, partly sunny. Make sure you guys stay tuned for my full weather forecast and the map of Connecticut. Back to you guys at the desk.
Hamden residents gathered this weekend to swear in the new town's newly elected and re-elected officials. The inauguration marked as a historic moment for Hamden, as these leaders begin the town's first ever 4-year term. The ceremony at Hamden Middle School drew a large crowd with fire and police participation and performances from Hamden Public Schools. Adam Sendroff was sworn in as mayor after winning by a wide margin and says he's ready to get to work. His first priority is filling the town's long vacant financial director position. The new officials begin their 4-year terms on Monday.
Many Hamden residents' electric bills are set to go up in January. Eversource Energy, Connecticut's largest electric utility, says customers should expect to pay more for their power in the first 6 months of 2026. Standard service customers will see an increase of 13%. This will translate to around an additional $10 a month. Electricity supply rates do tend to go up in the winter due to increased demand and limited natural gas supply. Now for QU students, finals week is next week. So Sophia DeBona is here with a sneak peek into how students are preparing. Sophia?
The end of the semester is approaching quickly, and so are finals. Students have been hard at work preparing for these exams. Whether it be through the library, online platforms such as Quizlet, or utilizing time over Thanksgiving break, everyone is trying their best to avoid feeling the pressure of their final weeks of the semester. Students are not alone, however, and countless resources on campus, including the Learning Commons, wants them to know that. Stay tuned to watch the full story on how resources around campus can ensure a successful end of the semester for students. Reporting from the Student Center for Q30 News, I'm Sophia DeBona.
Quinnipiac University has released its final exam guidelines, including how to find your schedule, what to do in the event of conflicts, and the support resources available during finals week. You can see the dates and times on your screen now. Remember, there are no visitors allowed during finals week, and quiet hours are in effect 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Students can check their personalized exam schedule by logging into the MyQ portal and going to campus offices, then registrar, then exam schedule. The university recommends searching by student ID for the most accurate information.
The fall semester is ending soon, so here's what you need to know about winter break closing and what you need to do. All residence areas will close for break on Saturday, December 13th at 10 a.m. If you're unable to leave by then, students must request a later departure through the winter break housing on MyQ Housing. Make sure your room is clean, empty your trash, and unplug all electrical cords. You're also required to lock your doors, so don't forget your Q card. We're heading to our first commercial break, but when we come back, we'll have the rest of the story on how QU students are getting ready for their finals.
And Riley Farrell will give us a look into the major political headlines across the country. Stay with us. We will be right back.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. Two milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Love the hustle, Cliff. Who are you?
Your lungs.
We're quite proud of you.
Even though you quit smoking years ago, you may be at risk for lung cancer.
Okay. Well, with the routine screening, you can detect it early when it's more curable.
Sounds good, guys. Can I get a little space here?
Biologically, no.
Okay.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back. Finals week is next week, and for many students, it's the most important academic week of the year.
From packed study halls to late-night review sessions, Sophia DeBona has the story on what students are doing to prepare.
With finals coming up, students are dedicating a lot of time to prepare for their exams.
I've started writing my final papers and working on final projects, doing some reading, studying for finals.
I started over break because I have a really tedious final, which it's for biological psychology.
I'll normally do some practice questions like the few nights leading up to the exam.
Mainly just going over material and using Quizlet.
Even though students are working hard to earn a good grade, they are not happy about it. Countless hours spent in the library right after break is not appealing, and not being able to choose what test to take when has gotten students frustrated.
I think we should have taken exams before break because I'm tapped out already, I can't.
Overall scheduling for finals could be better because I have one on Thursday and it's not the best time.
I have to stay till next Thursday because I only have two finals and they're both on the same day. And so I have to stay all this time just for those two finals.
I wish we came in 2 weeks earlier so Thanksgiving break would have just been the end of the semester.
Despite this, resources around campus are available to support students. One helpful resource is the Learning Commons. Located in the left wing of the library, the Learning Commons is open to all students and has extra resources available during finals week.
We will have plenty of peer support going on. A lot of our tutors, even though they're taking finals, they modify schedules. For those of you who are going to be studying in the library, you will see the academic coaching team and that Learning Commons staff. They walk around with the finals cut. It's always a big hit. We have lots of students that are curled up studying and they come around with snacks and just positive encouragement because we know you're going to do great on these exams.
Students have efficiently been preparing for exams through the library, and still within the library, the Learning Commons.
The Learning Commons is there to help students with their academic studies, something that goes a long way during finals week. Reporting from the Student Center for Q30 News, I'm Sophia DeBona.
The Director of Fitness and Wellbeing held a wellness and self-discovery event at the summit today. The interactive event was designed to foster community, connection, and growth. It asked students to empower themselves by taking their health into their own hands through engaging activities and shared experiences.
Feeling the pressure of finals week already? This Don't Just Study workshop might be just what you need. Don't Just Study is a common hour session designed to help students prep smarter for their exams. Students will learn how to analyze course material, to predict possible exam questions, and how to even script responses that are high impact. Participants will also practice applying their knowledge under timed conditions and build a personalized study plan that prioritizes strategy over cramming.
Students participated in some holiday cheer on Tuesday as they decorated gingerbread houses in the piazza. The event was hosted by the QU Student Programming Board. It was one of the Winter Week events hosted by SPB. There is another event Thursday where SPB will have a Polar Express movie night and hot chocolate bar.
Looking for a cozy break this week? Winter Maker Fest is inviting students to stop by for some hands-on fun. The event was from 12:30 to 1:45 in CCE 043. Students picked up a 3D printed snowflake, sipped some hot chocolate, and learned how to use a 3D printer with help from professionals. It was a chance to unwind, try something new, and get into the winter spirit. Now let's turn to what's happening in our government. Riley Farrell is here in the studio with a rundown of this week's top political headlines.
Thanks, guys. Here are your recent political headlines. Last Wednesday, a shooting in Washington, D.C. landed 2 National Guard troops in the hospital. Officials say they were shot in an ambush-style attack. Army Specialist Sarah Beckstrom died in the hospital on Thursday night. The second victim, Air Force Staff Sergeant Andrew Wolf, went into surgery on Wednesday and remains in critical condition. U.S. Attorney Janine Pirro says, quote, "We still have hope," end quote. The suspect has been identified as Ramanullah Lakhanwal. The CIA confirmed Thursday that he worked with the U.S. government as a member of Partner Force in Kandahar. Pirro announced on Friday morning following Beckstrom's death that Lakhanwal will be charged with murder in the first degree. Shifting south, Venezuela's government approved a request on Tuesday from the United States for a migrant repatriation flight. This approval comes just days after President Trump declared Venezuelan airspace, quote, "closed in its entirety," end quote. The United States and Venezuela remain in communications despite rising tensions amidst the Trump administration's military pressures against Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro. Venezuela has continued to accept repatriation flights while the U.S. military has been striking small boats, claiming the vessels were smuggling drugs. With no clear evidence to support, the legalities of these strikes remain under investigation. Back in the United States, last Wednesday, President Trump freed private equity executive David Gentile from his 7-year prison sentence. Gentile was sentenced to prison for securities and wire fraud charges. He reported to prison on November 14th and was released less than 2 weeks later on the 26th. Unlike a pardon, Gentile's commutation will not erase penalties associated with his conviction. Alice Marie Johnson, the White House pardon czar, said she was, quote, "deeply grateful to see David heading home to his young children," end quote. Gentile's co-defendant, Jeffrey Schneider, was convicted alongside Gentile. Schneider has not received any clemency from President Trump. That's all the political news I have for today. Back to Andrew and Melissa at the desk.
It's now time for another commercial break, but stay tuned as we'll have the weather for the next week and a look around Connecticut.
And we've got some great tips on how to manage stress during the holidays. We'll be right back.
Do you enjoy debating Quinnipiac sports?
That's all flash, no catch. She didn't net it in the back of the net. That's not even a goal.
What are you doing pulling out rhymes?
Pretty, that's like a crossover with a missed layup.
Bobcat Breakdown is the place for you, with debate, analysis, and so much more.
Mate Marinov. He is good, but oh man, is he bad. And
that team is amazing. How do you not put Fairfield women forward?
Tune in to Bobcat Breakdown every Tuesday night at 9:30 p.m. on Q30TV.com/watch.
Guys, we have to make a commercial for #that right now. What do we do?
How long do we have? We only had 2 months to do this.
We could explain that it's a pop culture news show that covers everything from movies, music, and video games.
Yeah, and we can also talk about how there's pre-recorded segments that vary from reviews to in-depth discussions.
We should also mention that it broadcasts live every Monday at 7 p.m. on Q30TV.com/watch.
I think that covers everything. Did you guys get that down?
All right, now let's check in on the weather because Connecticut has not been too friendly with us this week.
You know, Melissa, I totally agree with that. I'm really looking for the weather to finally pick a season. Melissa Schneider is back in studio to answer all of our questions.
Thanks, guys. Now for the 7-day forecast. Heading straight to Saturday, we'll be seeing a high of 39 and a low of 25, partly cloudy. Sunday, it's going to be a high of 42 and a low of 20, partly cloudy. Monday, we're going to be seeing a high of 28 and a low of 14, so make sure to bring your coats, partly cloudy. And Tuesday, it's going to be a high of 34 and a low of 28, partly cloudy. Now moving to the map of Connecticut. In southern Connecticut, around Stamford and New Haven, we're going to see a high of 41 and 42 and a low of 18 and 15. Up in northern Connecticut, by Torrington, we're going to be seeing a high of 35 and a low of 6 degrees. Along with Hartford, a high of 39 and a low of 11 degrees. That was your look around Connecticut. Back to you guys at the desk.
It's been a busy week around the U.S., including a reward for a fugitive football coach.
Yeah, there's a lot making headlines this week. Nathan Rojas has the latest on what's been happening across the country.
Hello and good evening. I'm Nathan Rojas with your national news for the week. Starting off on a somber note, 4 people were killed in Stockton, California after gunfire broke out at a toddler's birthday party. Among the injured were 3 children, ages 8, 9, and 14, in addition to a 21-year-old. Around the time of cutting the cake, witnesses reported hearing gunfire. Patrice Williams, the birthday girl's mother, initially thought the sound was balloons popping. In addition to the 4 dead, 11 others were wounded, with at least 1 in critical condition of the approximately 100 people in attendance. Mayor of Stockton, Christina Fugazi, has expressed her anguish over the matter, stating, quote, "They should be writing their Christmas list right now. Their parents should be out shopping for them for Christmas. And to think that their lives are over, I can't even begin to imagine what their families are going through," end quote. Staying within California, a doctor and his wife were gunned down outside their home in Chino. Authorities found Eric and Vicky Cortez with multiple gunshot wounds dead in their driveway. Eric Cortez was a board-certified radiologist who worked for Adventist Health Simi Valley. Hours after the shooting, a charred vehicle and body were found 60 miles away from the home. Officials believe that the 2 events are connected. Adventist Health Simi Valley said in this statement that they are heartbroken by the tragic deaths in a statement they released. On Monday, the U.S. Marshals Service announced an award of up to $5,000 for information leading up to the arrest of a Virginia high school football coach. Travis Turner is wanted for charges of child sexual abuse material and solicitation of a minor. Turner has been missing since November 20th and was last seen walking into the woods carrying a firearm. Authorities warned to use caution if approaching him. Virginia State Police have labeled Turner as a fugitive and are concerned with returning him home safely. As of November 24th, police have obtained 10 warrants for Turner. That's all I have for you tonight. Back to Andrew and Melissa at the desk.
Thanks, Nathan. For this week's Wellness Wednesday, we're looking into holiday stress, something that nearly 9 in 10 Americans say they struggle with. From family expectations to financial pressure, the season can take a toll. Experts say identifying your triggers, planning ahead, and making time for self-care can help keep things manageable.
If that stress ends up sticking around after the holidays, doctors recommend checking in with a mental health professional. Make sure to keep an eye on your stress levels and look out for the usual signs of stress. Make sure to put yourself first.
Students looking to spice up their common hour this week had the chance to learn salsa from a pro. The event runs from 12:30 to 1:30 in the site auditorium. Elisa Bowens Mercado, owner of Elisa's House of Salsa, taught the basics and sharing the story of this beautiful Afro-Caribbean dance. It was a high-energy, welcoming class, perfect for anyone who wants to try something new and have some fun during the day.
If you're looking to get the classic holiday dinner, you're in luck. Quinnipiac is hosting the annual undergraduate holiday dinner this Thursday. Check your QU email for the link to RSVP. The dinner is free and you can choose from a variety of seating times, starting at 4:30 p.m. and ending at 6 p.m. Students will be served by their professors, staff, and administrators. The holiday season is also a big season for U.S. consumers. Miranda Patorti is here in studio for everything you need to know about Wall Street and your wallets. Miranda?
Thanks, Andrew and Melissa. As we move into the final month of 2025, there's some key updates from the financial world to take a look into. To start, President Donald Trump announced on Tuesday that his nomination for the Federal Reserve Chair will be announced in early 2026. This comes after the president told reporters on Sunday and then again on Tuesday that he knows who his pick is already, even with the lengthy interview process still underway. The person nominated will succeed Jerome Powell once his term ends in May of next year. Kevin Hassett, director of the National Economic Council, is rumored to be the nominee, but the president did not answer when asked. Switching from future plans to past news, the stock market is looking for some consistency heading into December, as November was a month full of ups and downs. The NASDAQ Composite snapped a 7-month winning streak, but sits within 3% of a record high. Even closer to a record high is the S&P 500, as it moved back within 1% of its current maximum. It's also important to note these highs even with the shortened trading session due to the Thanksgiving holiday. The last month of the year always sees increases in what most call the, quote, Santa Claus rally, and with these numbers trending high at the end of November, the rally could be starting early. And with that Santa Claus rally, Black Friday shopping records were shattered last week, specifically online, with the help of one major thing: artificial intelligence. According to Adobe Analytics, shoppers in the United States spent 9.1% more than last year online on Black Friday, hitting a total of $11.8 billion. Artificial intelligence and AI agents influenced $3 billion worth of that spending, according to Salesforce, contributing to the $14.2 billion influence worldwide. AI agents such as Walmart's Sparky and Amazon's Rufus had not released yet last year, adding to the dramatic spike recorded by Adobe in AI-driven traffic to U.S. retail sites, rising 805% from 2024. All of these records come on the heels of a year filled with economic uncertainty for many Americans, with tighter budgets, unemployment at a 4-year high, and soaring prices within stores. Well, that's all I have in financial news this week as the holiday season gets fully underway. Andrew and Melissa, back to you.
It's now time for our last break of the night. When we return, Ben is here to give you the latest news on Quinnipiac sports.
And we get to look into the whimsical annual quad lighting. Stay with us.
Here at Sports Pause, we like to have balance between having fun and working hard. Sometimes that competition we cover gets into our producing.
Tune in every Monday night at 9:30 at Q30TV.com/watch for all the news, highlights, and more. This is Sports Pause.
No, I'm not gambling. Live from the Piazza, it's Quinnipiac tonight!
From big matchups to standout performances, Quinnipiac has had a lot going on in the sports world recently.
Ben is here in studio with everything Quinnipiac sports over the past week. What do you have for us, Ben?
Guys, I had to dust off the history books over Thanksgiving break. Quinnipiac men's basketball shocked Pitt for the program's first ever win over an ACC team. After a close loss to UCF, the Bobcats were back at the bank on Sunday against Stonehill. Tom Pecora looking for their third home win on the season. Amari Monroe gets them started. Nice drive to the basket, ties this game at 10. Few possessions later, Stonehill's Devontae Hackett bullies his way inside for 2. 13 points in the afternoon for the Canadian. And Chris Krause's and the Skyhawks playing the Bobcats close in that first half. They only trailed by 9, but Quinnipiac rips it right open in the second. Nice step back from Asim Jones. He had a season-high 18 points. And Amari Monroe seals this one with a transition slam to put QU up 14 late. Bobcats handle business at home 76-62. Pecora not satisfied, calling the win fool's gold.
A little too cocky, a little too sure about getting their victory. And, you know, a lot of coaches would say, hey, you won by 14. What's the big deal? The big deal is you build off this. And there's a day that was wasted, in my opinion, for us to become a better team.
We'll have a big opportunity on deck. Bobcats start MAC play at Iona on Friday. The last fall sports standing was Quinnipiac volleyball. Kyle Robinson's crew in the MAC tournament quarterfinals against Ryder. First set went well for the Bobcats. Yammer Ganesh earns QU a point off the Ryder deflection out of bounds. Bobcats take set 1. From then on, it was all Ryder. Impressive dig sets up Kianisha Santiago for the kill, and then in the fourth, Ryla Robinson would rise up for an impressive spike. Part of an 11-kill day, the Bobcats lose 3-1. First time they miss out on the title game since 2021. Let's move to the ice. Number 9 women's ice hockey battled against number 8 UConn in the Nutmeg Classic this weekend. All knotted up in the third until Ashley Allard breaks the tie for the Huskies. That's her second goal of the game. Bobcats not out of it. Taylor Brewski deflects a shot from Michaela Watson to set off the horn. We're tied at 3. Just 3 minutes left in regulation. Megan Woodworth with a nice move on the breakaway to reclaim the lead. UConn escapes with a 4-3 win. Next day, Bobcats would defeat Sacred Heart to take third place in the tournament. We'll keep it on the ice. Men's ice hockey hosted Stonehill on Saturday. Bobcats play and come back down 2-1 in the third. Marcus Vidacek nets the equalizer, his second of the game. And Elliot Gronwald will play hero just 30 seconds later, sniping one from nearly the blue line. His one-timer breaks the tie, his second goal of the season. Quinnipiac escapes with a 3-2 win. It's 6th in a row. They'll face RPI on Friday. That'll do it for sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Ben. Quinnipiac held its annual quad lighting this evening, and Christina Simenez is live on the quad to tell us what happened.
Christina, was the magic alive on the quad tonight?
Good evening, Andrew and Melissa. I'm here on the quad, and the annual quad holiday lighting happened just a few hours ago. As you can see behind me, the lights on the Student Center are now lit. This was the 7th year that the university held this event, as a way to celebrate the start of the holiday season with the Quinnipiac community. To start out, there was an ugly sweater competition and a trivia contest, with the winners getting some free prizes. Students and faculty enjoyed festive music and snacks during the event. A food drive and toy drive were also being held, and participants were encouraged to donate. The event capped out when the sun set and President Marie Hardin counted down for the official campus lighting.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you for being here, everyone.
The campus will remain lit for the rest of the holiday season, and the community hopes to celebrate the event once again next year. Reporting live from the quad for Q30 News, I'm Christina Simenez.
Well, so, you know, when I think of Christmas, cookies are really a big part of that holiday season.
Oh, absolutely. Same here. And it seems like Pittsburgh clearly agrees, because they just held what might be the biggest cookie exchange in the country.
According to CBS News, there were over 8,000 cookies at this exchange. So it was started by this Facebook group called Wedding Cookie Table Community, and that included around 330 people.
It's unclear right now whether they reached the record or not, as information has yet to be released.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for the Q30 Newscast tonight and for this semester. We'll be back with weekly shows starting mid-January.
Be sure to keep up with keep up with us on the YouTube channel Q30 Television and watch for news updates on our Instagram and X at Q30 News and on our website Q30TV.com.
For Melissa Sheehan, I'm Andrew Allison. Have a good night, Bobcats. Good luck with finals and enjoy your winter break.